Hi everybody, Chef Kevin Belton here, and what I want to talk to you about today is fried chicken. Who doesn't love good fried chicken? Now, in the stores, there are things that sometimes we can find different pieces. I like dark meat, my wife Monica likes white meat, but in the store, the only thing I found were thighs. So today, we're gonna do some thighs, but you can do this with any chicken. And yeah, I got lazy. Instead of buying a whole chicken, cutting it up, I just decided to use the pieces. Now, something I want to show you. I took the chicken right out of the container and put it right onto the cutting board. I didn't rinse it, and I'll get into that in a second why. But let me show you what I'm going to season this with. Here for the seasonings, I have a little bit of my Creole seasoning. I have a little bit of celery salt, white pepper, black pepper, a little regular salt, and garlic powder. Now, the thing about the garlic powder, if you ever have homemade fried chicken, you see little dark spots, that's the garlic powder. And you don't want too much of it because as it cooks, it can burn. So I put all of those ingredients right in here. And you know, I like to keep a wet hand and a dry hand. So as I season our chicken, all I'm going to do is season both sides really good, turn it over, and I'm going to get it into a Ziploc bag. And the reason I like to do this the day before, because now that seasoning has time to flavor. Now, if you don't have time to do it overnight, and you just want to do it for a few hours, that's good. But any amount of time is better than no time at all. The reason why, you know, you hear the debate, should you wash chicken or not wash chicken? My grandmother washed the flavor out of chicken. But you know, a few years ago, my son Kevin, his son Cameron, got sick, he was nauseous, they took him to the hospital, and actually he had like a bacterial infection. And what it turned out, in Kevin's kitchen, his sink was here, he had another counter where he had his bottles were sitting. And they say from washing the chicken, the moisture molecules floated over to the counter where his bottles were, and that's how he got, I guess you could call it not botulism, but I can't think of a term right now. But that's what I'm trying to say. Basically, this chicken is going to be cooked. So if there's anything on this chicken, we're not eating it raw. So it's going to get cooked. So that's one of the reasons why we really don't need to wash our chicken. Now, you can use whatever seasoning that you want on this, okay? If I've used white pepper, one of the reasons why I use white pepper, because guess what? I was out of cayenne pepper, all right? And you know, these days when you're supposed to stay at home, that's what we want to do. Just make do with what we have there. So there we have it. Let's get this last couple of done. Get that in the bag. And of course, with chicken, you know, you really want to wash your hands really, really good. Now, on your chicken thighs, you know, there's a lot of skin on them. If you want to take a part of that skin and trim it and cut it off, that's fine, okay? But what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this, I'm going to close this up, get this in the refrigerator, and I'm going to let this sit overnight so these flavors can blend and the seasoning can actually, hopefully, try to penetrate it. Now, when I deal with chicken, I have a little bottle. I have a tablespoon of bleach with water in it. Once I wash my cutting board, I'll spray this over the counter, wipe my cutting board down. That way I have everything sanitized. So the next time you see me, we're going to be taking our chicken out of that refrigerator, heating up our oil, and getting it ready to fry. So stay with us. I'll be right back in a little bit. You'll see me next time frying some chicken. Hi guys, welcome back. Chef Kevin Belton. My chicken. Oh, look at that goodness. It's nice and cold. You know, things fry better when they're cold, okay? Now, something else I like to do. Remember, we seasoned our chicken with a little white pepper, a little salt, a little celery salt, our Creole seasoning, a little garlic, black pepper, all right? Now, I don't know why, but Grandma used to do it in a paper bag. So here, I like to take our flour, put it in a paper bag. I wrapped up the seasoning that I showed you all yesterday. I'll put these same seasonings in the flour and give this just a little shake. Now, I have the oil heating up. And you remember Grandma's trick to know if oil was ready? You take a little pinch. See that little sizzle right on the top? That means the oil is hot and it's ready. Do not throw water in there, okay? It's one thing to take 1 drop of water, but don't really put water in oil. Just a little pinch of flour. So our chicken is nice and seasoned. This is seasoned. So here we go. We'll put a piece in. Shake it really good to make sure everything, oh, look at that flour flying up. Get covered. This is going to fry roughly for about 10 to 12 minutes, okay? Let's get our first piece in. Oh, yes. And you know, I learned to cook fried chicken with Chef Austin Leslie. Chef Austin Leslie taught me how to pan fried chicken. Now, the skillet I'm using, we don't want to crowd the pan, all right? So I'll have this ready. I will turn that about every 2 minutes. I'm going to turn it. If you see it's getting too hot, don't be afraid to go ahead and turn your fire down, okay? And I have our pan ready. I just have a wire pan with paper towels underneath it so it can drain, all right? So this is going to cook roughly, like I said, 10 or 20, about 10 to 20 minutes. No, it'll be way overcooked. About 10 minutes. And of course, I have my thermometer because we're going to check it to make sure that it's cooked all the way through, especially when you're cooking something on the bone, all right? So look, we're already here. We only put it in a little bit ago, but let's go ahead and already start to turn it. See, we want it to cook, but we don't want it to burn. That's why we want to turn it often, and we'll turn the fire down just a little bit. It's important when we first put it in to make sure the oil is really hot. So we'll turn this down, all right? So this is going to fry. I'm going to get ready to fry some more. So when you see me back, our chicken will have been fried, and I'm going to show you something how, if you want to give it a little different flavor with a little different sauce for it, I'll show you that when we come back. So as our chicken frying, oh, sit down. This is going to be really good. So we'll see you in a minute. Hey gang, one of the secrets to frying is having that oil hot. And with pan frying, you have to turn the chicken often. Now keep in mind, some pieces are bigger than others. Breast will take longer, then the thighs or necks. Wings and legs won't take as long, but make sure you get a thermometer. Take tongs, stick the thermometer down right against the bone to make sure it cooks all the way through to the bone to at least 165 degrees. Now I tell you what, for something different, this is what I've done. I took a little bit of that oil while it was warm out of the pan. In the measuring cup, I had brown sugar, a little garlic powder, a little chili powder, and a little white pepper because I didn't have cayenne pepper. And I put some of the oil that the chicken fried in this. And basically this kind of makes a kind of a sweet and spicy glaze if you want. So with some of the pieces, we'll just take this and kind of brush this on. And this will just give, if you like sweet and savory like I do, this just gives the chicken a nice sweet and savory flavor. And I tell you what, hey, you make a lot of fried chicken and you happen to have some left over, oh, I tell you what, there is nothing like fried chicken to use for a chicken salad. So now you have fried chicken salad. How you like? Say that 3 times, okay? But look at this. Isn't this beautiful? Now, I had the oven on low, so while I got all the pieces cooked, it was on low just to keep the chicken warm. We can put it on the platter, serve it to our family, and there we have our nice fried chicken. And you know, earlier I was telling you that when I took the chicken and seasoned it, I didn't wash it because my grandson had gotten salmonella. I couldn't think of that word to save me, but it was salmonella from the chicken molecules getting in the air and getting onto his baby bottles, which were on a total separate counter, okay? So just make sure, gang, get your thermometer, have your oil hot, get to 165 degrees internal temperature. This is so good, so tasty. Oh, and you know what? I tell you, you've been hearing me use the word quarantine cuisine. my friend Greg Reggio has now taken that and done some good with it. You know, we talk about supporting our restaurants. Well, Greg took the name Quarantine Cuisine, and the proceeds, 100% from the shirts, go to his employees at Z and Semolina. I tell you what, Greg, thank you for doing that for your employees. Gang, get out there, support the restaurants, and I gotta tell you, doctors, nurses, we love you. We appreciate you. You're on the front line. Gang, do what we can to support them. Stand at home. Remember, check on your neighbors, check on your friends, check on the elderly. Be safe. I'm Chef Kevin Belton for WWL TV. Have yourself a great day, and we'll see you soon.